Have you installed a sprinkler system or attempted to install a sprinkler system, and you wonder what size pipe or what particular PVC pipe would be appropriate for a residential home use? The answer to that, it's a matter of personal choice. But there's many people in the industry use what they call PR200. So this, I'm not sure if that's the correct terminology. However, if one looks at this, this pipe has a thinner wall, if one would note the thinner wall here. So, but it's not. The other pipe is Schedule 40. So if one looks at the diameter out here, it's got more meat on it. So the question being, well, wouldn't it be appropriate to use Schedule 40 in the entire yard? You could, and it will not hurt, but it may be expensive. Now, here's the problem. Sometimes I'll use Schedule 40 when installing the irrigation valves and around the valve area, and then put PR200. So what is the advantage of PR200? Simply put, let's just say you put a sprinkler system in, and you have a sprinkler system here, and then you have a pipe, something along these lines here. Okay, this fitting breaks here, and you have dug out the dirt, and once you've dug out the dirt back here and back in this direction, again back in this direction, and you put the fitting on, you put primer or glue on here, and you put a coupling on here, once you do this, you will have to pick the pipe up, and it can be tricky because once you get the pipe, you have to cut it, and it takes a little bit of experience to know how much pipe to leave on, how much is not enough. And the problem is now with Schedule 40, which is this right here, it's not very pliant, which means you've got to dig out much more dirt this way and much more dirt this way to get a coupling on sometimes. Now, there are extenuating and other circumstances. But if you're doing this and you pull this pipe up on PR200, if you're using PR200 throughout the yard, it makes it a little bit easier. You can dig the dirt back here and dig the dirt back in this direction here and put it up. Now, one caveat. Did a job one time for an engineer, and he says, he goes to put the pipe in, and he says, the trench is not dug deep enough. Well, keep in mind, when this has got water in the trench, say if you got a leak, if this coupling leaked here or something broke around here, the trench filled up, you've got the water. Keep in mind, when you go to pull this up here with the PR200 and pull this up here, what happens if you're not careful, it can actually suck the water and dirt, so it makes it more difficult for the pipe to go back down. Hence, some people may think, well, the problem is it's not deep enough. Well, that may or may not be the case, but keep in mind it's like a suction effect. And it sucks all the dirt under here. So when it sucks, not all of it, but a good portion of the dirt and the water. So once it sucks it down below there, then the pipe has dirt below it, and you may have to dig it out, and you may not make a good connection. So the answer is many people use PR200, and generally speaking for residential, it's 1 inch. So again, this is Schedule 40, this is PR200. I use a combination of both. Will it hurt to do the entire yard in Schedule 40? No, but sometimes you learn the tricks of the trade where in the future, it could be an easier scenario to work on to repair a leak if you have it. So, but one caution, do not run long runs with a 3/4 inch pipe. You may lose pressure, but generally speaking, a lot of residentials, irrigation is PR200, even though it's thinner walled. But you could use Schedule 40, and Schedule 40 may not be bad up around the valves. That way, if somebody steps on them, it might not crack as easily. This pipe here may crack over a period of time. Of course, they all will break over, I shouldn't say all, but many systems will break over a period of time. So anyway, again, rehash, Schedule 40 pipe, PR200. Many people use the PR200. I use it mostly in the yard. Sometimes in the valves, I'll use Schedule 40. But use whichever one you like. They'll both work, but try to use at least 1 inch. Now, if it's a huge yard, you're going to have to get with a professional irrigation guy to make sure your main is enough to carry enough gallons per minute so that you don't lose volume, and then you could perhaps tee off to 1 inch. So again, Schedule 40, PR200 PVC pipe for irrigation use, lawn sprinkler system. Thank you and have a wonderful day.